Calaroga Shark Media.
Hi there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Organizers of a Philadelphia festival want you to know they really were trying to clean up the meats and cheeses that were left dangling from a greased pole. It was the annual Italian Market Festival. They have a tradition of dangling Italian meats and cheeses from a greased pole for visitors to attempt to climb and claim the prizes. That's fun. But here's what happened. On the last day of the festival, weather conditions led to a surge of visitors late in the day that prevented the removal from going forward as planned. The meat and cheese wound up dangling from the pole for nearly a month, and it was hot and humid. Organizers had plans to get another crane to remove the meats and cheese. Thanks to listener Richard for sending this one over. A vase, or vase, depending where you're from. A vase, that's where I'm from, purchased for $4 at a Maryland thrift store, turned out to be a 2,000-year-old Mayan artifact. Anna was at the 2A thrift store in Clinton. And she was like, hey, nice vase. She says it looked oldish, but I thought maybe 20 or 30 years old. She was off by a factor of 100. And some kind of tourist reproduction thing, so I brought it home. Then she visited Mexico, and she noticed some items on display at the Museum of Anthropology, and they strongly resembled the vase she bought for $4. She spoke to a museum official who recommended she contact the Mexican embassy when she got home. She shared photos of the vase with the embassy, and it was identified as a Mayan artifact dating from 200 to 800 AD. Isn't that amazing that this thing hung around all that time and wound up in a thrift store? The vase was returned to Mexico. Anna said, I'm thrilled to have played a part in its repatriation story. I'd like it to go back to its rightful place, to where it belongs. But I also want it out of my home because I have 3 little boys and I've been petrified. I was petrified that after 2,000 years, I'd be the one to wreck it. The government of Seoul, South Korea has concluded a contest to redesign the lower deck of a famous city bridge. A Dutch firm wants to turn it into an art gallery and cultural space. This bridge is a semi-submersible pedestrian bridge. I'm unfamiliar with that concept. That's usually not how I like my bridges to go, but I'm sure it makes sense to somebody. The bridge's upper deck holds the Guinness World Record, here we go again, for being the longest fountain bridge. It has 38 water pumps and 380 nozzles installed. It has speakers, lights, and projectors that can make it a really cool thing to see at night. Built in 1979, the bridge occasionally floods. Doesn't sound like a really good bridge. I'm sorry, you guys. But for decades, it has also hosted events including food trucks and shows, weather permitting, because you don't want the bridge to flood. Meanwhile, in California, we figured out who's been breaking into the homes. 5 break-ins in a 2-hour period. In one of the homes, the breaker-inner was still there. It's a bear. The Sierra Madre Police Department responded to reports that a bear had broken into 4 homes and a garage between 12:30 and 2:15 in the afternoon. One of the neighbors, Lori, said, it was a very polite bear. It just opened up the freezer and took my packaged chicken. However, when the police arrived, the bear dropped the frozen chicken. All right, nice job by Vase, an American short-haired cat. Vase broke the record for fastest 10 meters on a skateboard by a cat. What are we doing, people? That's right. The cat skateboarded 32 feet, 9.2 inches in just 12.85 seconds. Vase's owner said his original intention when he bought a cat was to help with the rodent problem. Vase's owner said he got the cat because we had mice running around the ceiling at night, so I got Vase to scare them away, and then obviously Vase started skateboarding? What? I've been training dogs for a decade, and I started skateboarding with my own dog for fun, but Vase showed a keen interest in skateboards, so I decided to nurture this behavior. It's quite challenging to train a cat because they don't learn things as quickly as dogs do. Dogs make improvements day by day, and they remember it. As for cats, they can learn a trick and forget it the next second. Vase has used this experience training cats into a business. What is his specialty? He teaches cats how to flush toilets. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. If you like the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. If you would like the program without those pesky ads, if you're on Apple Podcasts, look at the app right now. There's a banner. It's staring you in the face. It says ad-free Calaroga Plus. You can test drive it for 30 days, and then after that, it's $4.99 a month. If you're on Android or Spotify, the solution there is the link in the show notes that says calaroga.com/plus. You click on that, and we'll give you a custom feed without the ads. That'll run you $4.99 a month. All right, you have an awesome day.